Well, hi everybody, I'm back again with a quick update. I've made a bit of progress since the last video, although the last couple of days I haven't done too much. There's been a lot of other things going on here with snowstorms and shopping and groceries and stuff. So I thought I'd better do a quick update. I'm almost ready to finish the assembly. I've got the sub-assemblies done. It's kind of been fun painting this because it's mostly hand painting. I've got the smoke done on the burnout. Just painted in a dark gray with a black wash and a lighter gray wash over top of it, and then sealed with some mop and shine. Totally awesome mop and shine, leaves a duller finish. And then I've got the car body done here. It came out really nice. I wanted this a really dark blue on the body, so I have the darkest one I had was this folk art ink spot, and I added 2 or 3 drops of black, flat black, to just darken it up a little more. And I've got it all together, got the wheels on, the engine in and done. I glued on the exhaust pipes. The exhaust pipes, headers, and the valve covers I did in Krylon Chrome rattle can. The rest is hand painted. Just silver metallic on these parts here. A little bit of gunmetal in here just to add some contrast. It all went together pretty well. You can see the inside. I just left it in the gray primer, Rust-Oleum 2X primer. I've added that piece of diamond plate on the bottom just to cover the holes there. And the figure I'm really happy with. It came out pretty well. I think I'm pretty much done with him. And you can see I've given him a gold tooth there. It was one tooth was square, a little bit different than the others. So I gave him a gold tooth there. I glued his eyes on. I came with the kit and colored them from the back with Sharpie markers. I did you saw in the last video I did this dome light here in the red Sharpie marker. I'll insert a picture. I bought these new ones online a week ago. They're sort of a paint marker put out by Sharpie. They have a long, thick tip, pointed tip, but it's very soft, and the harder you press, the wider the line is. And they're very moist. They're called a paint marker. So I'll put a picture in of, you can see what that looks like. I just have to attach the fly now and the mouse and a steering wheel and the gear shifter into the car. I've attached the drool that comes with it, a piece of plastic drool. I just super glued it onto his lip and brushed some pearl white over it just to make it look a little less plasticky. I did a gold gel pan on his arms, on the stripe here and on the crest here, and the Molotow chrome on the number. And a little bit of a burnt umber thinned out wash over the rest of his body just to add some highlights and shadowing. So that's about it for this update. Next is trying to put this all together now. Okay, I just noticed I've forgotten something. On his wrist where his hand joins his arm here, there's a big seam, and you can see that also there's a seam here on this arm. And to cover that up, what I did on this one, I found this cord in my parts bin, and I wrapped it around the bottom of his club, ran it over and wrapped a few loops around his wrist there to cover that up. Then I brushed on some white glue just to seal it in place. So, and I might put a brown wash over that just to dirty it up a little bit. And that'll just cover up his the seam there. On his other arm, I'm going to try and put something over that just to cover that up, try and seal the seam up. I don't like working with putty and that so much. Most of the seams work themselves out with the glue, but just those two seem to be worse, so let's see if I can come up with some ideas to cover that up, and you'll see the final result on the final video. Well, I've been trying to add more and more detail as I can think of it. I've taken a very fine wire, up here, and wrapped it around and around here and out, and super glued it to the fly and the back of the club. So that the fly will look like he's running in front of the car, and he's trying to, Super Fuzz there is trying to catch him. Also, I've taken a piece of that napkin. I just cut a little sliver of napkin and covered it with Mod Podge, and then painted it with some gloss black craft paint, and put some chrome dots on it with a Molotow marker. I'm going to try wrapping that around his other wrist there to cover up the seam. On the steering wheel, there's a tachometer attached to the steering wheel. So I printed off a little dial and attached that on there. And then I've just super glued on a little piece of wire on the back, just so to make it look a little more authentic. And I've managed to get the wording hand painted on the side there for Fuzz. And I've taken some decals off of an old kit there, the police snap kit, and a couple of flags. They're actually not decals, they're the stickers. Just cut that out and put it on there. You can see I've got a bit of, I put some brown wash over that just to dull it down a little bit, so I'll have to cover this in future again to seal it all up once that's dried. So all I have to do now is glue the steering wheel into his hand, put him in the car, put the car on the base with the mouse, and that's about it. I'm just trying to keep adding more and more little details. It's such a fun kit to hand paint and to just keep poking at.